Okay, this is the segment of the show that is called the Mystery Guest segment. Each month we showcase a member of the chamber in a segment we call the Mystery Guest. Let's welcome our mystery guest from the newly minted Mesa Tribune. The Mesa, please welcome publisher Steve Strickbine. So this is really, you guys, this is big news. This is exciting news. Steve, I mean, I feel like we ought to have a drum roll to kind of discuss this topic. I don't know that I want to be the one to break it, so.
There it is.
There we go. Thank you very much. The Mesa Tribune. I haven't heard that phrase for a while. Why are we talking about the Mesa Tribune?
Well, so the Mesa Tribune, was the original daily newspaper in Mesa. Of course, it's actually, I think, the second oldest newspaper in Arizona. It started in 1891. In, I believe, 2000, probably 3, it became part of the East Valley Tribune, which was the big umbrella publications that we own in the East Valley. And they took away the namesake Mesa. They started covering the news kind of more in a general way in Mesa. And so, it's just... since we bought the East Valley Tribune, I've been asked so many times if we're ever going to bring back the Mesa Tribune, if we're ever going to start covering the city of Mesa in ways like it used to be covered. And, it's a need. It really, truly is. And so we brought it back, and we've had a lot of really great feedback so far. It's been fantastic.
I remember when all this happened. For a while, it was we celebrated the East Valley and Mesa and Tempe and Chandler and everything. All we talked about was East Valley, and that's great. And being a region is a nice thing and it's important. But my gosh, Mesa, Arizona is the 35th largest city in the United States, over 500,000 people. There's a lot of news specific to this city that sometimes I think gets overlooked and not a lot of coverage.
So much news just that doesn't, so many stories untold. I mean, so many things that a community newspaper represents. And I think it goes back to, I say we're not really in the newspaper business, we're in the community news business. And it kind of goes back to why a newspaper starts in the first place. I mean, you're talking about an election year, for instance, candidate forums, things that, give insight to voters and things that are just, there's just no substitute for. I mean, really.
No, absolutely. I think people are hungry for that information. So back in the day, I think I used to be a paper boy for the Mesa Tribune, and I knew how that paper got delivered under that outdated model. But how do people get the Mesa Tribune nowadays?
If this morning live show thing doesn't work out, I mean, we can still talk.
I've still got my bags and my bike, so let me know when you're ready.
Well, so the paper circulation is 40,000 copies a week. They're put on driveways in North and Southeast Mesa. We put 10,000 out in racks in high traffic areas. They're available in Walgreens, places like that. You can also subscribe online. We have an e-edition, which is really popular, where you receive a copy of it in your email box. And on eastvalley.com or themesatribune.com, you can also find up-to-the-minute news, when big stories, things like that. There's no question about it that the business has changed. There are so many cities in this country that don't have a newspaper at all.
Right.
Smaller towns, news deserts. But at least we're covering this news, and we're making it accessible to really seriously anyone who lives in Mesa just by simply going to themesatribune.com and subscribing there.
So if you're one of the folks in my age group that loves to touch and feel a newspaper, it's either going to show up on your doorstep on a Sunday morning, or you can find one of the boxes around town where they're deposited on Sundays?
Sunday, right.
Okay.
It's a Sunday paper.
And if you are part of the 21st century, you can just, Google Mesa Tribune, find it, and subscribe to a weekly email.
Correct. You get an e-blast. You get it as part of our e-blast that goes out every week, right?
Okay. Well, I think you're going to have a lot of subscribers, and people are very hungry for Mesa news.
Yeah, thank you for your support, Mayor. I mean, really, it's been great.
So, is there an event coming up to kick off this?
Yeah. So we are going to have a party, This isn't the first time, our first rodeo per se. We brought back the Scottsdale paper, the Scottsdale Progress, which was a very similar situation. It had actually been completely closed down. We brought that back, had a similar party. It went so well, we're going to do the same thing here in Mesa at the Mesa Country Club to just to celebrate it. I mean, it is a unique story. I get tons of response here locally, but you'd be amazed at how much national response. I mean, from journalists all over the country who read about this or hear about somebody actually bringing back a newspaper these days. You know, so that's it's a reason to celebrate.
Well, very cool. And that's great news. Even better news, Steve, you're getting a buntlet, okay? I'm not giving you this one, but before you leave today, someone will give you one of these as you walk out. But thanks again. We are all very excited about having the Mesa Tribune back in our lives, and we're looking forward to being better informed about what's going on in our community. So thank you for bringing this back.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
We'll see you. Thank you.